Hi guys, it's VEDA day 2. This is exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. I am, if this is the first time you are seeing one of my VEDA videos, I'm Kelly. And I'm actually curious, is it VEDA or is it VEDA? And I've heard a lot of people ask the same question. I would think it would be VEDA because if it stands for every day in August, every, right? VEDA? Because VEDA is VIDA. That's true. August is awe, so VEDA. So welcome to VEDA too. So the question of our topic, which I chose to do this time instead of doing a random one, is what's your first internet memory? Tell us what you were into when you first started on the interwebs. How different is it from your internet life now? What are some of your first usernames? My first memory of the interwebs would be dial-up modems. This video is actually going to age me. Depending on how old you are, you're going to think I'm really young or really old. I remember dial-up.
It took your family a long time to get high-speed internet.
Yeah, or my family took a long time to get high-speed internet. That's probably true too. But we had one computer. It was in the basement for 6 people to use. We had one phone line. So we had the dial-up modem, and it would make that obnoxious noise of just like deep 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 ding ding. It sounded like banjos, telephone keypads, and like radio static mixed into one. And then it would take forever to dial up and connect. And by the time it dialed up and connected, sometimes it wasn't worth it because you just wanted to check your email. Or if you wanted to check your email on Juno, which I don't even know if people still use Juno anymore. Do people still use Juno? People don't use Juno anymore. Like, it would do that every single time you wanted to send or check something, and it was so obnoxious, and sometimes it would fail. Or you would have the dial-up modem, and we only had one phone line. We were not like wealthy by any means, and what would happen would be my parents would be at work, and we would get in so much trouble because the phone line would be busy. Or when they were at home, you would try dialing up and they would be on the phone with somebody, and you would go in to dial in and you could hear them talking, and then you'd be like, oh shit, I gotta go hide because my parents were just gonna be so mad. And then sure enough, like 5 seconds later, I'd hear one of my parents like footsteps coming down to the basement, and they were just so mad for having their conversation interrupted. Yeah, that would be one of my first memories. Also, one of my first memories of the internet would probably have to be Xanga. Does Xanga still exist? I don't know. I probably just offended a lot of people. If you still use Xanga, I'm sorry. Xanga was like one of the first like blogging tools that I ever remember using when I was like in junior high, I think, or end of elementary school. AIM, Instant Messenger, that little like yellow guy. After Instant Messenger, it was like Instant Q, and then like there were all these other things, and you'd go to school and like every new week it would be like, oh hey, do you have this Instant Messenger? Do you have this? Do you have this? And I'm like, no. Oh, Xanga still exists. Sorry guys, Xanga users. I don't know. Oh, my first usernames. I had the difficulty of, even though my name is Kelly, which is really common, it's spelled with an I, you would think that that would give me a little bit of advantage of using my name and usernames, but not so much. I still would have to end up with that username of like Kelly Belly with some inordinate amount of numbers and letters and exclamation marks or something at the end that made no sense to me or had anything to do with me, just because that's how many tries it would take for the generator to find a username that was like acceptable that nobody else used. Same with email addresses. So I can't even like remember the exact ones, but I do remember my first AIM or whatever it was called, Instant Messenger username, which was Dingo2K, because there's 2 Ks in my whole name. And I remember it was because I was online trying to figure out. No, well, yeah, I guess it could have stood for Dingo 2000, but I had 2 Ks in my name, so that's how I thought of it. But I remember sitting there trying to figure out a username, and all the Kellys were taken, and Kelly Bellies and cowbells and all of that, which now I think about it, that sounds like cowbells. So I remember sitting there trying to figure out my first username, and I ended up, I think I was watching Seinfeld in the background. And again, this is gonna date me, but it was the episode where they went to that house party in New Jersey, and then like they had to call Kramer to come pick them up. And while they were waiting, Elaine was just like talking to this annoying lady, and she wasn't like Jerry wasn't picking up on her sign that she was doing. Like, I think it was patting the head maybe. And this lady was talking about her fiance. Where's my fiance? And Elaine just like got sick of it finally. And she was just like, maybe the dingo got your baby or ate your baby or something like that. And I just offended all of my Aussie friends with my horrible accent that I adore so much. Sorry. I became obsessed with dingoes after that. I just like had to figure out, did dingoes actually eat babies? And then I like came across like a Meryl Streep movie, which was like loosely based on a true story of a dingo actually taking a baby while they were camping. It's a long story. But anyways, I became obsessed with dingoes. So that was my first AIM username was Dingo2K. Oh man, I'm a loser. Was a loser. I'm cool now. So there you go. How the internet's changed for me now. It's changed a lot because at first it went to like was supposed to be a way of being able to talk to multiple friends, you know, through like instant messenger and like check emails, which was so stupid at my age because it's like, use a phone. I mean, you weren't cool if you didn't have like an instant messenger name. Then it was like friendly and for like social, just, you know, talking to your friends. And then over like junior high and high school, it became a tool for bullying for me. Like I was just bullied a lot. So I kind of like steered clear of it for a long time. I was probably one of the last people to jump on like the Facebook bandwagon just because I was having, you know, I had my daughter really young and it was just like I had no place to be on the internet because it was just filled with hate for me. I eventually obviously got a Facebook page and then started doing that and then I actually became really way too obsessed with my Facebook page and that like I just had to get rid of it. So I'm really rarely on my personal Facebook page. My blog Facebook page I'm on all the time. I've met a lot of great people. The internet has become a great tool for me to, as a stay-at-home mom, stay in contact with, you know, my best friends that live further away that I don't see all the time, and making new friends that, you know, are just all around the world. Like, it's become a great outlet for me to be able to still feel like myself, but, you know, still be that stay-at-home mom 24/7. Also, it became a really important personal tool for me because I met my husband through Cupid.com. Yeah, I mean, we met on an online dating service. I went there because I bartended for most of my adult life, and it was just like I never wanted to meet my future husband at a bar. That was just my thing. If you have, no offense, it's just that for me it just was, I had already dated a lot of bad seeds. So I went online to like branch out, and he actually lived 2 hours away. We started emailing and then instant messaging, and the rest is history. We've been together for almost 4 years and we're happily married, and it's just been great. So I mean, the internet has changed a lot for me. My usage on it is like 100 times more, obviously. I don't have to deal with dial-up modems and all of that. As much as it's hurt my life in terms of like bullying and unnecessary hate and an outlet for people to come into my home to do those things, it's also been more beneficial to me because I've learned so much through it. I've met so many great people through it, and I met my husband who I started a family with through it. So yeah, I think that answers all the questions. So yay for VEDA. 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 What did we decide it was?
VEDA.
VEDA.